Hello there, and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. This time taking a look at the 1996 Mazda RX-7 Type RB. This car was requested by Inferno the Fox, and it is one of the many RX-7s in this game. However, this time you may notice it has the racing mod, and of course it is the renowned livery from the 787B, or inspired by. It comes in the correct colours. There's a few of these that have colour variations. I think I've gone into that in the last RX-7 episode. Of course, there is a link in the description to my spreadsheet where it will indicate which RX-7 is going to run racing mods and which aren't. Notable about this one is the giant wing and those awful looking 3-spoke wheels. Anyways, I didn't even break down the stats. There we go, let's do that. Front engined rear wheel drive, 467 horsepower, really good amount of torque actually, 1076 kilos. Interested to see what happens with this car. Anyways, to find out what happens, it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is a Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak Edition that sets time of 27.710. The RX-7 Type RB is unlikely to beat that. Now, as far as RX-7s around this track goes, they've had a fairly successful run. For the most part, they get about 31 seconds. I believe they range on our leaderboard from about 31.4 to 31.8, depending on generation and so on and so forth. This one is one of the more powerful RX-7s in the game, because it is the Type RB, similar to the Subaru Imprezas. While there is a lot of them, they do actually have pretty different stats, minorly different stats, but they do all have different stats, so yeah, that is worth pointing out, of course, because, well, there's a reason I've got to cover every single RX-7. I mean, there's less of a reason for me to cover every single various other cars which have iterative stats, but whatever, this is the Hot Lap Classic. The goal is to show off every single car in Gran Turismo 2, and by god damn it, that's what I'm going to do. In the EU version anyway, I'm not going to show off anything from the North American versions. People have asked about Game Shark cars before, stuff like the CLK race car and stuff. I don't have the means to get to any of those right now. I do not have a codebreaker for PlayStation 1. I'm running this on PS3 as well, so I don't even can't see why it wouldn't work, but I don't know if it will, if that makes any sense. So I don't really want to. Bear in mind that the action replays and stuff for PS1 are relatively expensive, so I don't really want to plunge money into it if I am not sure if it's going to work. 31.624, not a bad time. So yeah, that is that basically explained. So yeah, Game Shark cars probably not going to happen. I'm sure they'd be fun to do, but for right now I'm just going to stick to the cars available in the EU version of this game. I believe I have all of them. I believe there's 596. Now, there's technically supposed to be 600 cars in the game. Oh, this is the 597 now. Also, 30.846, this might be our quickest RX-7 yet. Actually, isn't the Infinity 3 got like a 30.858 or something? I remember one of the FCs, I think, actually did end up beating an FD at some point. And actually got higher up the leaderboard. But yeah, the, ooh, let's not do that. That's a dumb. But yeah, don't expect Game Shark cars and modified hybrid cars. I'm sure I could drive a lot of them and they'd be really fun, but yeah. As far as I'm aware, there's 600 cars in this game in total. I have 597 on my form. I believe I'm missing a couple, but I don't know what they could be. And also, the EU version of this game is known for being a little bit finicky. No one actually seems to know. I can't find a definitive answer as to how many cars are actually, yeah, this lap's not going to be any quicker, but it doesn't really matter because 30.846 is a good time. Yeah, I will just go drifting, I think. But yeah, I don't actually know if... I don't actually have a definitive answer as to how many cars are actually in the EU version of the game. Some people have suggested under 586, or like as little as 550, which is complete bogus, so... Anyways, 30.846 is the final time for the Type RB FD, which is not too bad. Could have gone any quicker, possibly slightly, like a 30.7, but I don't see it going that much quicker. Anyways, let's go 0 places on our leaderboard. On to the leaderboard then, and the Mazda RX-7 Type RB96 goes into 48th place with a 30.846, scudging in between a Nissan Skyline R33, which is interesting, and a Tommy Kaira ZZ2. Worth pointing out, as I said, the FC Infini 3 set a really good time in this video. Turns out it was about a second slower than I thought it was, so oops. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.